Will I be able to keep up, or will it be like my New Year resolution? Only time will tell. Hello, bookaholics! Welcome back to my channel. This is Angela, your own bookaholic Brownin. If this is your first time here, let me tell you what this channel is all about. In this channel, I talk about books that I read, books that I'm planning to read, books that I love, books that I hate, authors, and basically, this is kind of a portal for me to be in touch with the book community worldwide. So, if you love books as much as I do, please do not hesitate from subscribing to my channel, and also please like and share this video so it can reach more and more bookaholics like you and me. So, before I start today's video, while I was recording this, I just heard one of my dogs screaming and crying. So I went to check what it was all about. And so what happened is Penny, one of my dogs, she had bitten off a pillow, and my husband was like scolding her, and he didn't even touch her. Like he was like, "Why did you do this?" And she started screaming. Okay, so she is a drama queen. And then I went and I told her, "Okay, come to my room, sit here." And so now you can see her sitting next to me here. Penny, not really. Penny, not Penny. That's Penny. Say hi. Say hi. So then what happened? She came and sat here on the divan. And then what happened is like I asked her, why did you bite the pillow? She's trying to give me her paws, like, peace offering, like, please don't scold me. It was so cute. And luckily I was recording, so let me show that to you. ಹತ್ತಿ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಹಚ್ಚಿದೆ ಹತ್ತಿ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಹಚ್ಚಿದ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ನೋ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ನೋ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಹತ್ತಿ ಹತ್ತಿ ಕಚ್ಚಿದ್ಯಾ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಆ no no compromise, no. Bad girl, bad girl. Back to today's video's topic. The topic is the customary monthly video, which is the TBR video, and I have quite an exciting list of books lined up. Some of them, I think most of them, are part of readalongs. So, yes, let's get into it without further ado. The first book in my TBR for October is quite close to home for me. It is an English translation of the Malayalam book called Misha. Now, Misha literally translates to mustache, and it is written by S. Harish and translated from Malayalam by Jayashree Kalathil. Best part of this book I have heard is the cultural nuances referenced in this novel and also the language that's being used. So I really hope the beauty of the book, that's the language and the cultural nuances, are not lost in translation. But even if it's not so, I have decided that I will read the Malayalam original at some point. Story Mustache is telling the story of a place called Kuttanad in Kerala. Kerala is my home state. It is a state down south in India, and Kuttanad is a very fertile region, mostly known for its paddy field, rice fields. So the main backdrop of the story is the caste system in India. Now, I don't know how much you know about the caste system in India. It is one of the most oppressive social hierarchical divisions that has ever existed on this planet. And I think everybody should be aware of this oppressive caste system. Caste system basically divides the society into several thousands of divisions, and this division is not horizontal, it's vertical. What makes it different from other social divisions that existed in other part of the world is its highly hierarchical, graded inequality that was inherent in this system. And I'm using was by mistake. Is inherent in the system because caste system is very widely practiced in almost all parts of India. This is quite evident in the matrimonial websites. So yes, you heard it right, we don't have dating sites here. Yeah, we do have dating sites, but what decides who most of the times whom you're going to end up marrying is the matrimonial websites, and mostly dominated by the parents of the brides and the bridegrooms, who make an account in the websites and hunt for future daughter-in-law or son-in-law. And you can go into these matrimonial websites, and I can guarantee you will see caste mentioned in almost 99% of the ads placed in those matrimonial websites. And here marriages happens from people belonging to the same caste. So this kind of endogamy is practiced religiously, no pun intended, and vehemently by the Indian society. This practice might not be that visible to an outsider's eyes, but it does exist, and it is quite prevalent. Many people right now in the mainstream discourse are trying to dismiss the atrocities that has been committed in the name of caste system, and even now to this day are being committed. Just the other day, there was a news where a lower caste family was fined a huge amount just because their toddler mistakenly wandered into a temple, and the family had to pay a fine of rupees 25,000 for the purification process because this toddler from a lower caste entered their temple. So this is happening in the 21st century. You can imagine what would have been the situation back in the days when it was practiced full-fledged with the um, sanction of the king and the priest and the god himself, or all the gods themselves. Okay, I'm rambling. I should stop here. So this is the backdrop of the story. Now the main character is called Vavachan. Vavachan belongs to a lower caste called the Pulaya community. Now the Pulayans were traditionally agriculturalists or farmers, but they didn't own any land at all. They were just workers, sowing the seed and tilling the farm and doing all this hard work for a very meager salary. I remember my mother telling me that her grandmother used to work in the farms just for this much handful of wheat, and that was her earnings for the day. She will go back and she'll prepare that meal, and she will feed her quite large family, including her husband and her 11 or 12 kids, and whatever is remaining, mostly that might be the starch water left off from cooking the wheat, that is what she would eat and sleep. So that's just an example of how the life of a lower caste family back in the days was, just two generations ago. So Bachchan, our protagonist, he's a main character. He gets an opportunity to play the role of a policeman in a musical drama, and as part of his character, he grows his mustache. Mustache in India is most of the times equated with masculinity and strength. The character that Vavachan plays, even though it doesn't have any dialogue or anything, it becomes very prominent, and this intimidates the upper caste people in the community, and they say that Vavachan, the drama is over now, you have to shave off your mustache. From the synopsis, I understand that in that point in time, there are magical and supernatural elements that are induced into the story to make it a fantastical tale. I've heard that it is one of the best books in recent times in Malayalam. I'm very excited to read this book. The next book is part of a read along, and I know that this is part of many booktubers TBR this month, which is book 3 of the Books of Babel series, which is The Horde King. And I really loved book 1 and 2. I think Bancroft is an excellent storyteller, and I cannot wait to get into this book and start reading it. I will be doing, I think, a combined review of all the three before book 4 comes out in November. I'm quite sad about the book that I'm going to share next, which is The Memories of Ice from the Malazan series. I'm sad because I wanted to read this in September. It did not happen because I was reading some other quite big book, so I couldn't get to it at all. I'm hoping I can start at least finish half of it this month. So Memories of Ice is very high on my list for October, and I really miss the world of Malazan, and looking forward to get back into it as soon as possible. I'm currently reading Great Hunt. I'm actually halfway through. So I'm planning to finish this also sometime this week. This book is one of the reason I couldn't start on Malazan because this is, as you can see, it's a huge ass book, and I'm quite excited. I really like this better than book one. It's much more fast paced than book one. So yeah, I really like this. So I'm planning I finish this week and then take a 1 month break maybe from Wheel of Time so that I can at least finish Memories of Ice. So that's my plan. I want to finish Memories of Ice and then get into book three of Wheel of Time. Because this is November, the spooky month, I wanted to squeeze in some short stories from Edgar Allan Poe. If you have seen my previous video, I have given a brief summary of my experience with four short stories of Edgar Allan Poe that I read, and all the four were horror short stories, and I absolutely enjoyed reading them. I just watched the TBR from the Codex Cantina this morning, and I saw that they are going to read the Purloined Letter, so I'm definitely going to read it along with them. And maybe I will read a couple of other short stories from this collection, maybe the Black Cat or the Premature Burial, because I really adore the his writing. I really love the way he crafts a horror story. The next is also a part of a read along. It is part of the literary discourse literary discord read along, and I also saw this included in Leslie's TBR and also in the TBR of Codex Cantina. So I just put in a message to them saying that hey, I'm also joining you read along. So I will be reading Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. I love reading a good classic literary fiction. So as a child, I grew up around uh, books, as I've told, but most of those books were my dad's books, and he was quite into literary fiction. So I grew up reading Maxim Gorky and Leo Tolstoy, and when I heard that Anna Karenina is being selected for the read along in Literary Discord, I was absolutely delighted, and I decided that I should push aside some of the books from the October TBR and included this in. I ordered the book today, and I should get it tomorrow, I think. And as soon as possible, I will start reading that as well. I think this is a slow read because I heard Leslie mentioning that they have decided me to take around 6 to 8 weeks to finish this book. So that should be quite good enough time for me to get through it, I hope. Um, yeah, so quite excited to read a classic after a long time. To wind up, I had a last minute addition to my TBR, which is a graphic novel. I do not have I do not have any graphic novels for that matter. Actually, I have only one graphic novel, which is an Indian graphic novel by Amruta Patil called Khari. I don't have any other graphic novels, so I thought that why not give it a try. Leslie and the Codex Cantina, they are reading this together, and this is the graphic novel called Uzumaki. And because this is my first graphic novel, I'm quite excited for it. I don't know anything about this graphic novel except for the fact that it is from the horror genre. So, yes, I'm just going into this blindly and hoping to enjoy it. And I will receive the book today. So, I don't have a physical copy to show you now. Um, so, yeah, that was my TBR, guys. Let me know in the comment section if you want to join along with me in reading any of these books, and then we can discuss them. Or if you have already read them, let's discuss this once I'm done. Toby TBR, what do you guys think? Do you think that I will be able to make it? Let's see, right? And yeah, please do like, share, and subscribe if you have not already so that I can bring you more interesting bookish contents. Until next time, this is Angela signing off. Bye bye.